What's up guys, this is Jimmy with Hifly Fitness, and today I want to talk to you about why your genetics don't matter. When you're a beginner athlete, you have no idea where your genetics are, where they're going to lead you to. So when you're determining whether your genetics are bad or not, you need to look in the long term, and you really need to focus on what you can do now to better yourself. If, let's say, you want to be a competitive powerlifter, what's the purpose of denying yourself the opportunity by saying you have bad genetics? It doesn't fucking matter. What you need to focus on is where you need to start. That could be, starting strength, 5-3-1, probably not 5-3-1, Mad Cows, Blaha 5x5, something, you need to start somewhere. Then in the long term, when you have, 5 years on your belt, and you're considering being an elite athlete and where you can take yourself, that's when genetics start to matter. And it's really not going to affect much really until you're at that elite level. Even in the NBA, there's hundreds of maybe thousands of college basketball players that are better than 99.9% of the population, but it's that 0.01% of the population where genetics really starts to matter. And yeah, if you are 5'4", you're not going to go to the NBA, but then why would you even think about the NBA in the first place? So figure out what you are naturally good at. From there, work your way up so you're almost an elite level, and then once you're at that elite status, you can determine whether or not genetics are really going to play an important factor. So to continue that topic, I want to talk about setting realistic goals for yourself as a beginner athlete. You really can make consistent progress from day one at anything you do. So if you start out basketball, football, whatever, you're learning the basics. You're setting up a base starting point so that once you determine whether or not you want to stick with it, you'll have everything that you need to become more advanced. So, you can desire to be a world champion, an NBA Finals athlete, whatever. What you need to focus on, start building the base that will allow you to pursue whatever you wish in the future. If you're looking to be a world champion in powerlifting, bodybuilding, whatever, you need to realize that you may get injured. You may, something might happen in your family, and this is going to take 5-10 years. There's not a lot you can do to control that, so what you really should focus on is the first, 3 years, 5 years, and after that, if everything pans out right, then you can really pursue whatever you really wish to. If you want to be an elite athlete, I've said that many times now, you need to control all of the variables possible. You need, and a lot of times you can't. If you start young, you don't know what your parents are gonna move. You might get some emotional fuckery. Your girlfriend might dump you. Your parents might get divorced. You might, move across country. You might be poor, whatever. Well, so then, let's say you're genetically gifted, yet you don't have access to any of the proper equipment. Well, you need to eat. I don't know. You're gonna have to change your goals or your mindset. Figure out what you need to do to get to that level and pursue from there. Leads me to my third point, and that's training with purpose in the gym. If you know that you want to be a powerlifter or you know that you want to be a bodybuilder, why would you be training bodybuilder style if you want to be a powerlifter? The only exception is as a beginner, you're probably going to want to build general strength. However, if you know you want to be a bodybuilder, you might as well start as young as possible. There is a chance that you might switch over, but in the event that you don't and you are 100% certain that this is what you want to do with your life, you might as well start as soon as possible so that you can build a base that will lead you to a more specific path. And if you're training for powerlifting, you got to get your specificity down. Train the competition squat, bench, and deadlift. Don't, do 5 sets of 10 with like 50% of your max and not ever training those lower rep ranges where you're going to build that power and that strength and explosiveness. this is where the winners are differentiated between the losers. That's all I gotta say for you guys today. I'm gonna go to the gym right now, and I'll include some training footage after this segment. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be answering any questions. I'll have a Q&A video up as soon as you guys ask as many questions as possible.